biology teacher Swathi, and in this video we are going to discuss about infectious diseases. But before moving to infectious diseases, let us recall what we studied in previous video. So in previous video we have seen that how the categorization of diseases is done on basis of whether they are infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, or they are caused by genetic agents or by other factors. Okay, so when we talk about infectious diseases, so infectious diseases basically are the diseases which are caused by some of the infectious agents. Okay, so they can be caused by infectious agents by means of soil, air or water, whatever can be the medium by which these diseases are caused. So if we talk about infectious diseases, we can see that that particular diseases can be caused because of bacteria also, virus also, protozoa also, fungus also. So let's see all these diseases in detail. Okay, so if we talk about bacterial diseases, so bacterial diseases are the kind of diseases which are caused by bacteria. So first disease is acne or the pimples, which is a common problem of youngsters nowadays. So acne is basically are caused because of the bacteria which comes in contact with our skin, with like the air or the pollution in which the bacteria is present, and because of that we get acne. Next is the plague. So plague is the diseases which basically is caused because of the red fleas, or in red fleas the bacteria are there which basically cause plague. Next disease which is caused by bacteria is anthrax. Next is cholera. So cholera basically is a waterborne diseases which is caused because of intake of the contaminated water, because of which the person has dysentery or the loose motion, person gets loose motions. And if a person is having cholera, in that cases oral rehydrated solution or various electrolyted solutions are suggested for the patients to be taken. Next disease is tuberculosis. So tuberculosis in earlier time was one of the deadly diseases which was not treated, and because of that a huge number of people have died. But as nowadays there is a lot of advancement in technology and medical technology especially, this disease is very easily treated. Okay, and let me tell you that the medicines for tuberculosis are very easily available at free of cost in all of the medical centers in India. So the patients can easily go there and get their this tuberculosis treated. But why does it become so deadly? Because it basically attacks the respiratory tract. So respiratory tract means this are like air pipe and lungs, all these are choked up and these are actually affected. Because of that a person has a lot of difficulty in breathing and all these things. Next category of the disease is viral diseases. So viral diseases are the kind of diseases which are bit tricky to be treated, because virus is a kind of like an organismal entity which can neither be classified into a living system nor into a non-living system. So it is a kind of system which is intermediate of both. Like if a virus is inside a host system, it behaves as a living entity, but if it is outside the organism, it behaves as a non-living entity. So because of that, and secondly, a virus keeps on changing its genetic material time and again, because of which it becomes tricky that which medicine actually to be given to that patient so that that particular disease can be treated. One of the common and commonest viral disease is the common cold, which is very frequent in cold weather. Very frequently we get cold, and doesn't matter how many pills we pop up or how many medicines we take, but it usually takes 4 to 5 days or up to weeks also to get treated. Why? Because common cold is caused because of the virus only. So we don't actually have a particular medicine which can be taken for a viral diseases. So in that way, with time only, when that virus gets little weakened up and like our body actually makes itself more immune to that particular condition, then only we get healed up. Next viral disease is the dengue. Dengue is a fever which is also caused because of a contaminated water and all this also, in which there is a high fever in that patient, and the number of platelets also falls down in dengue. Next is AIDS. So AIDS basically is a disease which is caused by coming in contact with a person who is already HIV positive, or by use syringes or other things for the patients, also HIV can be caused. So the full form of AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Okay, this is also caused because of virus only. Next disease which comes under virus is the influenza. So influenza is also caused because of the virus only. Next category of the disease is fungus. So fungus basically cause skin infections. So skin infections are basically caused by fungus. So if we see, like if a bed sheet is dirty, or if we haven't changed that bed sheet for a month, or if we are wearing untidy clothes, or we are not maintaining proper hygiene, at that time there are chances that a person might catch fungal infection. So whenever there is fungal infection, doctor usually advise that person to maintain proper hygiene, to wear iron clothes should be there, bed sheet should be regularly washed up, personal towels and personal undergarments and other clothes should be cleaned properly with Dettol and other things. Okay, so like if a person is suppose having a fungal infection, so suppose this is hand, and in that some allergy or some like pimple kind of thing, or some rashes and other things is there. So all of these fungal skin infections mainly are caused because of fungus only. Then comes the category of protozoans. So protozoans basically are a kind of unicellular organism. So before going to protozoal disease, let me tell you the unicellular organism are the kind of organism in which a particular single cell will perform all of the mechanisms. Either it's respiration, circulation, digestion, breathing. So a small cell, like suppose example of amoeba is there. So in amoeba, this single cell will perform all of the function. No particular functioning is designated to each organ. So the diseases which are caused by malaria are by protozoa are malaria. Malaria which is caused by female Anopheles mosquito. Next is sleeping sickness, which is caused by Trypanosoma cruzi. So sleeping sickness basically is a kind of condition in which a person usually have very high body temperature, and a person always feels like sleeping, and in that way only. Okay, so next and last category is of the worms or multicellular organism. As we have seen, multi plus cellular, that means multiple cells combined together to work in a coordinated and well-fashioned manner. Okay, so in multicellular organism, actually different organ is there which will perform its particular function. Suppose like heart will be involved in circulatory system, lungs will be responsible for respiration, and in this way only all these things will be carried out. Okay, so the ascariasis is caused by worms only. Roundworm is there which causes ascariasis. So this kind of a roundworm is there having metameric segmentation which causes ascariasis. Then come elephantiasis. So elephantiasis is a kind of disorder in which genitals and leg basically get swollen. Because of that, it actually resembles the feet of an elephant, and hence is the name of this disorder. So if this is a leg of a person, it becomes swollen up because of that worm. Now you will say that, ma'am, fine, but like that is fine that infectious diseases is there, and because of that we are getting that particular infection. But why are we so much concerned about categorization of these? Like whether a disease is caused because of a bacteria, whether it is caused because of virus, protozoa or fungus, we are least concerned. They are not our relatives that we should know so much about them. So my dear students, it is very very important to know the categorization of the causative agents, because if we will know the categorization of the causative organism, or the which organism is responsible for particular disease, then only we will be able to get particular like treatment for that particular disease, like what actually we have to do for that particular disease. Okay, like suppose if you have seen that if a person is having bacterial disease, so for bacterial disease, if like you will go to a doctor and you will say, doctor, I'm having acne, so it is quite obvious that the doctor will give you some antibiotic tablets and some ointment or something to apply on your face or skin. Okay, and if you go to doctor and you say that I'm having viral diseases, so in that way the treatment will go. Okay. So because of this sole reason, it becomes very very important to get categorization, so that we can know the route of treatment, and what procedure we need to follow to treat that disease. Next, we know that there are a quite of similarity. Like suppose if we talk about bacteria or virus or fungus, protozoa, up to some taxonomical level, there can be some similarity which can be found in these organisms. So if suppose we know about their genetical makeup or all those things on genetical level, we can check the drugs or the resistance nature of those diseases, drugs, that which drug will be effective for this. Okay, and next comes the classical pathway, in which if there is classical pathway in organisms, so we can see whether that classical pathway is able to be like if that classical pathway is blocked, whether it will be able to cure that particular disease or not. Like in case of malaria, we have seen that what actually we do, if we take medicines, that medicines actually attack the cell wall of that bacteria. So whenever that bacteria tries to replicate, their cell wall is ruptured. So if there is a protozoan is there and its cell wall is ruptured every time it is trying to divide, so it will not be able to divide and multiply its number and cause that disease further. But if we talk about humans, it is not able to destroy our cell wall, or it is not able to hamper any processes in us. So similarly, according to different organisms, we have to see that how they are actually working. Some medicines are there which are able to attack on cell wall. Some are there which are able to attack replication process. Some are there in which they are able to control transcription, translation. So at different stages, each and every medicine show their effect and how they are going to treat that particular disorder. So for that, this categorization is very important, and we can get to know that how much similarity is there. If let me tell you, like if we talk about us and monkeys, there is up to 97% of the similarity of the genome. We only are different from each other by like 93% only. So in 3% only all those modifications are made. I hope students you are able to get what all we have studied in this class. In next class we will see the means of spread, that how these diseases are spreaded and other factors. Up to that, if you have any query, you are most welcome to write them in the comment section and let me know whatever are your queries. Keep learning, stay safe, stay blessed. Bye bye students. Thank you.